Fein here, coming for you from Hollywood. Art Fein's Poker Party with some terrific guests, Don Walser, Howard Kalish. Guys, would you like to play a song for us?
Sure, we'll be glad to.
Take it away. Here's little girl Jessie here, too.
Well, I'm going to California where they sleep out every night. I'm going to California where they sleep out every night. I'm leaving you, mama. You know you don't treat me right. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I got the California blues, baby, I'm gonna leave you here. I might ride the blind, yeah. I got no railroad track. Howard. Listen to me, mama, listen while I sing this song. Listen to me, daddy, while he sings this song. Got me worried now, but I won't be worried long. Well, let me tell you something, good gal, you ought to know. Let me tell you something, good gal, you ought to know. Well, I'm a do-right pop, I got a home everywhere I go. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here in Austin, Texas. I got the California blues, baby, I'm gonna leave you here. I might ride the blind, yeah, got no railroad track. Oh, da da
That's Don Walser from Austin, Texas, and of course I haven't introduced Todd Everett right over here. Hi, Todd.
Hi there.
And here comes Baby Jessie.
There's Jessie.
It's the big girl formerly known as Baby Jessie. Don's visiting us from Austin, Texas. He's playing in Tom Jack's Sugar Shack last night and tonight, and I've seen him several times in Austin, where he's fondly known, at least in the press release, as the Pavarotti of the what?
Plains.
Plains, not the Pecos, not the Poconos. It was the Plains, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Playboy magazine called me, and I was going to do a centerfold, but they had to fold it out so many times they decided just to not do that.
Okay. Well, Don, you've been playing around hometown guy in Austin for how long?
Since about, I actually moved there in '84, but we didn't really get serious about it, Howard, until about, what, about 70, about 1989 or something like that, 87, something.
So not serious, you mean you had a job in town and you were not playing music?
That's right before I retired, and of course I retired in 80, so when did I retire? In 94 when we finally got hung it up and started just doing nothing but playing music. And
well, when did you get discovered?
Gosh, I don't know.
After you retired.
Any day now, hopefully. No, we put out a watermelon record CD about in the end of '94, and it kind of went nationwide and got a lot of good press on it, and I guess everything that's happened to me has been because of that, probably.
But you've been playing since the 50s.
Oh, sure. We've been playing this old music for 40 years or better.
Mm-hmm. Where were you playing it at first? You weren't in Austin all along.
Well, I was raised out in West Texas, a little place called La Mesa. Mm-hmm. And it's right between Lubbock and Big Spring. And grew up there and started my first band when I was about 15, 16 years old. Called the Panhandle Playboys.
So you're always doing country?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you weren't in the rockabilly thing in the 50s? You weren't?
Well, now, if you wanted to play, you had to do some rockabilly in the 50s because Elvis had put you out of business. You didn't. So we did a little rockabilly back then. But I stayed pretty well stuck to my roots, and what I've been doing for 40 years is about what we're doing now. We tell everybody we don't do nothing but top 40 country 40 years old. You know?
Let me jam in my first two standard questions, and I'll talk to Howard too. First question is, what was the first record you bought?
First record I remember buying was a Hank Williams record, and I can't tell you which one, but it was a Hank Williams record that I bought.
Oh, and how about out there in La Mesa? Were there any concerts? Anybody come through that you saw? Anybody great that really made an impression on you?
Well, of course, the people around there was like Buddy Holly and Hoyle Nix and people in that area.
Oh, you were near Lubbock. So,
yes,
So you saw Buddy's various bands.
He and I did some shows together when we were young, and played for a guy named High Pockets Duncan. He was a radio disc jockey on KDAV there in Lubbock. I didn't have a radio. I mean, I didn't have a telephone. I had a radio. Didn't have a telephone. And he'd get on the radio and he'd say, anybody over there in La Mesa, Texas knows old Donnie Walser said I want him to be at such and such place, such time. That's the way you got in touch with him, you know, tell him where to go. Somebody looked me up and say, High Pocket said he wanted you to be at such place, such time, and I'd show up.
That's pretty great. Let me ask Howard Kalish a couple of the same questions. Hi, Howard. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Are you from Austin?
Well, I've been living there about 15 years.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Is that right?
Weaned on broken glass.
And you've been fiddling this kind of stuff all along?
Well, no, I started playing when about 20 years ago. I used to play, well, I still play guitar, but I used to listen to Django Reinhardt, and I really liked Stephen Grappelli, so I started trying to play like Stephen Grappelli, and then I heard Bob Wills, and I've never been quite the same.
You never went back. What was the first record you bought?
Well, first record I really remember asking for when I was a little kid was an Al Jolson record.
Okay.
I really liked Al Jolson, still do.
How about a contemporary, so to speak, music? What was the first thing? More embarrassing, the better.
Well, Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa and Bob Wills, my two main influences. So, and
I could tell a lot of that Jean-Luc Ponty in your playing.
absolutely.
And what about the first?
Hurricane Harris.
Yeah.
I guess you found Bob Wills on record because he wasn't alive at the time. What about the first live concert that really perhaps made an impression on you?
Well, aside from, you know, Jimi Hendrix and Cream when I was a little kid,
yeah.
you know,